bits of pug mill. Sadly, I hadn't used the pug mill for a while, and the contents had gone very dry in it and wouldn't function. And the reason is that there's always clay left in a pug mill when you finish using it, and the clay actually ends up going through this part of the pug mill here, which is conical. It's designed to compress the clay on its way out, and that's helpful in giving you a more consistent body. But if the clay goes off inside it, then that's it. The only way you're ever going to get it out is either by digging it out by hand with a chisel or something, or some form of implement, or taking the nozzle off and getting it out from the back, because of course if it's solid it can't go forwards. So they're all built like that, but you can't always take the end of it off. Sometimes the barrel is split, instead of being split vertically like this one is, they're split horizontally across there, and you've got to lift the top of it off and clean it out. Actually, I think on balance I prefer this, and but you can see down here that I've got to remove quite a lot of clay that's sort of going off on the inside of the barrel here. So if I pull it out, well, it's about 5, 6, 7 mil thick, and that's sort of indicative of a bit of the wear on the auger, because really you should have a gap between the auger and the walls of the pug mill of around about 5 mil. Anyway, it's not a difficult job to ease this out of here, and there's quite a lot of it in there. Now everything here is made of cast iron, the auger and the barrel, and that's really what it looks like in contact with the cast iron barrels. There's a bit of surface rust there, but it's not a huge amount of rust, and cast iron is pretty good like that. You often get a bit of surface rust on it, but it's rare to see it completely rotted out. Doesn't usually happen. It's got a lot of carbon in it. Well, there we are, we're all clean now and ready to go back together, so no point in polishing it or anything like that. It's going to be fine like that. So I'm going to put it back onto the pug, which is just around here. So I'll just zoom in there a little bit if I can. I think I should do it, and line this one back up again. So this basically just slides in over the auger like that, and it's held in place with nuts and bolts. And the plunger is fastened with 2 set screws like that, and then we've got 4 nuts and bolts that secure the nozzle onto the front of it. Like that. Well, you could put this on either way, I don't think it matters. But this one will obviously only go on one way because it's hopper upwards, and that's it. I would just say that when you're handling this, these cast iron bits are moderately heavy, so it wouldn't hurt to actually put cushion or some old bit of foam, rubber or something on the floor so you don't drop it, because cast iron is a bit brittle and you don't really want to break it. I think on this one actually it's not too bad. It's quite a small pug, and there's not a massive amount of weight involved. Although I did fall foul of the of this little arrow here that caught my hand when I took it off and cut it. But other than that, there's no reason for you to get into any trouble, as long as you take the precaution of pulling the plug before you start taking the machine to bits. But that, I mean, that's common sense. Well, there we are then. We've got, I'll just show you the auger a bit closer. One interesting thing I found with that, which I found with the last pug mill I took to bits, was that there's quite a lot of hair caught in around the blades on the auger. You can see this is ferrous metal because it's rusting, and the augers are generally made either out of iron, or they're fabricated in stainless steel, or they're cast and polished in bronze, or they're made of some kind of plastic material. And these, you can see, the blades are not added on as they are in some of them, slid over a hexagonal shaft or something. The whole thing is one piece, and that's the backing plate onto which it all fastens. So it's not a big deal to take these to pieces and put them back together again and clean them out. This has been done many times, and no doubt it'll have to be done again. And I have to say that the fault lies really with me, because I never had it. Was using this with terracotta, but I never had any trouble with that really drying out unless it was left for months. And this white clay, white earthenware body we're using for the tiles, that really dries out quickly. It'll change colour almost overnight, from a dark grey like this to a very light grey, and you've got to watch it like a hawk. And I've been caught by it before, but no doubt I will be again. But there we are, very simple pug. Notice this one here only has one chamber on the barrel there. That's because it's not a de-airing pug. If it was a de-airing pug, it would have another chamber about there to suck any air out of the mixture. And actually, I think if you're doing a lot of throwing in particular, a de-airing pug's quite useful. Get rid of those air bubbles in the clay. Which the only other way you'll ever get rid of that really is by pugging your clay and putting it away for 6 months. And that never happens with us. We've always used it before then, and if we haven't, we tend to have the problem of it sort of being a little bit too hard. I don't like hard clay to throw with. It's a struggle. And there's that little arrow there, and yeah, I wasn't looking for that, and that one did pull a bit of my finger off. Anyway, there we are, a little bit of surface rust, nothing to worry about. I won't be cleaning that up, just going to put it back together again. Okay, just for your information really. And next up, Jolly and Jigger.